Hey bakers, welcome back to the Mountaintop Kitchen. I'm Stone. Today we're making these adorable Easter chocolate cupcakes with crunchy shredded wheat nests and candy eggs on top. Rich chocolate cake, creamy buttercream, and a fun spring twist. It's the perfect bake to celebrate the season of rebirth. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get started, all of the quantity measurements are going to be listed right here on screen, in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube, or in my free Substack newsletter. So don't worry, it's going to be in all three places. Okay, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and mix our wet ingredients. So we have our brown sugar and our granulated white sugar. We have 2 eggs. And I have made some slight adjustments for my altitude because I'm at 7,000 feet. All of the altitude adjustments that you might need, depending where you're at, are listed in my Substack if you're at a higher elevation. The recipe as presented works really well from sea level to about 3,500, even maybe a little bit higher than that. Okay, so we have our sugar, our eggs, and we're going to put in our oil and a couple teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm just going to eyeball this. It's about 2. And let's give this a mix. Until it's nice and creamy and smooth. You're going to love these Easter cupcakes. They're the perfect dessert to have the kids help you with too, because they're so fun. We're going to have these little nests with eggs on top, and you can just make a mess. That's the good part about it. Okay, we're going to do this for a couple more minutes. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. Our batter is looking kind of creamy right now, and that's exactly what we want. And we're going to add in about a ½ cup of buttermilk. Now, where I live, you can't get buttermilk. So you can make buttermilk by adding a little bit of lemon juice to some milk or some white vinegar to milk, but just a little bit. Or in my case, I added some sour cream to milk. Let's just add that in, about a ½ cup. That's about right. We're just going to mix that in a little bit. Okay, then we're going to set that aside. And it's time to sift together our dry ingredients. I have some all-purpose flour. I have some cocoa powder, some salt, baking powder, and baking soda. Again, all the measurements are going to be right here on screen or in the description box below or in my Substack newsletter. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe by hitting that little button right down there. We really appreciate it. And we have about a teaspoon of some espresso instant coffee powder. So we're just going to plop that in. I'm going to put that right into the bowl. Sift this all together. Get any lumps out. Don't want any lumps in our cupcakes. That would not be good. Okay. Now we're going to add our wet to our dry. Let's put our dry, it's easier to do I think, into the wet. Okay. I'm going to do this in 2 stages. Mix it in really good. The cocoa powder is a little dry and it's a little bit, it doesn't attract moisture very well, so you really have to just keep working at it to get it in here. Now let's add in our second half. And just mix it in. Okay, you just want to mix until everything's incorporated. You don't want to overmix because you don't want to develop the gluten in the flour. So I think we're there. We've got everything mixed in nicely. And now let's get this into the cupcake tin. Okay, now that our batter is ready, our nice chocolatey batter, we're going to put it into our cupcake tins, and you want to fill them up to about 3/4 of the way. If you fill them up a little bit further than that, they might overflow and you're going to end up with a crunchy top. But we don't want that. We want them to be more or less flat on the top and not overflowing. So I like to use this little 1/4 cup scoop because it's just about the right amount to fill each cupcake case with. So let's go ahead and fill this up. Okay, I ended up with only 11 cupcakes, but that's okay. It means that I probably filled each cupcake liner up a little bit too far, and so I only have 11. All right, our oven has been heating up to 350, and we're going to bake these for about 18 to 22 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. You tap on top in the middle, and they bounce back. So let's pop these in the oven. Okay, we're back. Our cupcakes have cooled down completely, and now it's time to make our frosting. So in our stand mixer, we're going to put, now this is room temperature butter. It's soft, but it's not soupy. So we have about 2.5 sticks or about 285 grams of butter. We're going to plop that in, and we're going to beat this for about 5 minutes until it gets much lighter in color and it's very fluffy. So here we go. Okay, we beat the butter at a medium-high speed for about 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's much lighter now in color and very fluffy. So this is what you're looking for. And now we're going to add in our powdered sugar. Have about 450 grams of powdered sugar here, and I'm going to add it in 2 portions because I don't want it going all over the place. So I'm going to put about half of it in. As you can see, it's very cloudy. This powdered sugar is very fine, and it goes absolutely everywhere. So that's about half of it. And I have a tea towel here that I'm going to cover the bowl with so that it just doesn't fly everywhere. We're going to start it, pulse it, and then we're going to go very slow. It is flying everywhere already. It's coming out towards me. As soon as I get most of it incorporated, I'm going to turn the speed up. Okay, so I think we can take off the tea towel. I'm going to go ahead and stop the mixer, do a little scrape down. As you can see, we've got some powdered sugar on the sides, probably have some butter lingering on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the second half of the powdered sugar. So here it goes. 450 grams total. Pulse it, cover it with the tea towel. No matter what you do, you're going to get some powdered sugar coming out. That's just part of the process. That's okay. All right. Now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And a pinch of salt. Put that all in there. Going to give it another scrape down. It's already looking so good and smelling so good. Get some of this powdered sugar off the side of the mixing bowl. Check for any butter on the bottom. Okay. And let's keep mixing. Looking pretty good. So as soon as it's done, we'll be right back. We'll get it colored. We'll get it on top of these cupcakes so they cool down over here. And we have these cute little bird's nests with eggs that I made that we're going to put on top. Okay, so we've got our buttercream in a bowl, and now we're going to color it. I want it to be a light blue, kind of a sky blue almost, or maybe like a robin's egg. So I'm going to try this sky blue. This is gel, food gel coloring. And I'm going to take a little bit out into a bowl and mix some there first, and then mix that back into my icing over here, the main icing. So I'm just going to get some of that blue there and mix it up. And then I'm going to take it and mix it into my main bowl of icing and see what we can get. I'm looking for a really light blue. I do not want an intense blue. I want a very light blue. Scrape off the sides of the bowl, get down on the bottom. Okay, looking good. All right, I'm going to take this now and put it into a piping bag. I have about a 1/2 inch round nozzle on there, pretty big nozzle. So let's just get this in. And we're going to pipe these babies. We're going to just put like a round blob on top of each cupcake. Make it look, I don't know, almost like an egg itself. And then we're going to speckle them with some cocoa powder and water. Okay, still got some more here. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. If we need any more, we can scrape some out of there. All right, let's move our cupcakes over here. Kind of shake this down a little bit. Kind of push it down, get all the air out. Get it started. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and pipe these. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, looking good. All right, I think that'll about do it. Now that we've got those piped, we're going to take a little bit of, I've got about maybe 9 or 10 grams of cocoa powder here. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of water to it. Mix it up real good. because you're going to be flicking this onto the cupcakes. So you do want it to be flickable, if that makes any sense. I have some lumps in here, so I'm going to just keep going at it. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm just going to get some on this little paintbrush that I have and just flick it. Doesn't matter if you get your table all dirty. You're going to wash it anyway. Okay, stop right there. Okay, we're going to take a break, clean up, and then we're going to top these with our little nest with eggs. Okay, we're back with some of our cupcakes. We've cleaned up a little bit because we had quite a mess going on here. And now we're going to put these cute little egg nests that we made, bird nests with little eggs in it. We're going to put these as toppers on top of our cupcakes. Aren't those cute? And I have a couple of little rabbits that maybe we'll use, maybe we won't. But to make these, all you have to do is... So to make the little nest, all I did was I melted about 200 grams of semi-sweet chocolate, about 60 grams of shredded wheat that I kind of broke up with my hands, and 50 grams of butter and 50 grams of corn syrup. Heated that up until it was all melted nicely, and I mixed it in with the shredded wheat. And then I formed these little nests. They're about a little bit less than 2 inches across. And while they were still warm, I stuck my little chocolate eggs in there, and that was it. And then I topped them on the cupcakes. Okay, let's go ahead and put these on, shall we? How cute is that? Look at that. Let's put one here. That is so cute. Let's put another one right here on this one. That is so cute. Look at these. Look at that. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. Look at that. Easter chocolate cupcakes with nest and little mini eggs. Okay, put one here. One here. Okay, and just keep going and going. And maybe we'll take the little bunnies. Now I also have a little bit of dirt that I made for the bird's nest, and maybe we can put some of that on top of some of these other ones. So I can stick the little bunny right there, and then maybe put a little bit of dirt around him on the cupcake. Making a little bit more of a mess again, but that's okay. Just to make it look like he's coming out of his hole. There you go. And we'll just stick this guy in there all by himself. So there you have it. Cupcakes for Easter that look like little bird's nests. Let's go ahead and try these. I'm going to eat this one right here. I think I'll take the rabbit off. Let's go ahead and try this cupcake. Looks really moist and good. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get it all over my face, but hey, that's how it works. You know, it's really good. Very moist. And the icing is not too sweet. It's a very good complement to the chocolate. Very tasty. And as I said, so much fun to make these with the kids because you can make a mess and just get away with whatever. And they turn out so stinking cute. Look at these guys. Look how cute that is. My God. Could it be any cuter than that? I don't think so. Oh, and I hope you subscribed already by clicking that little button down there. But if you hadn't, go ahead and do it now, because every week we come out with a new recipe. And if you do like this recipe, this Easter, spring equinox, chocolate cupcake, with bird nest recipe. If you do like this recipe, check out some of our other recipes. I think you might like this one right here. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time in the Mountaintop Kitchen. Take care. Bye-bye.